Hello, my dear student. In today's session, we'll discuss it on one more important bit, that is grounding. So, okay, let me start the session now. So, see here in the introduction part, what I had written here. So, the basic difference between the basic definition of the grounding as well as the earthing I had written here. So, basically, what exactly the grounding means, we need to understand here. So, in case of a grounding, in case of a grounding, the current carrying parts, the need to understand here, the current carrying parts are directly connected to the ground here. So current carrying parts means which are those, either it is a neutral point in the star connected system or one conductor of the secondary of a transformer. So these current carrying parts are directly connected to the ground itself. So if this part it is going to be connected to the ground, means that will helps to provide the return path for the leakage current it is. Getting my point? So once this leakage current it is completely goes to the ground itself, so hence the protect the power system equipment from the damage here. Getting my point? In case of a grounding, the current carrying part, which is that one, that is neutral point in the star connected or one conductor of the secondary of a transformers, are directly connected to the ground here. If the equipment it is properly grounded, means what will happen, it will provide a path for the leakage current, so thereby it is going to be protect the power system equipment. Okay, for an example, let me consider one example here. Suppose when the fault occurs in the equipments itself. So in power system, we have different kinds of faults are there, whether it is a short circuit fault or a earth fault, or it is a symmetrical faults, unsymmetrical faults, like which are those line to line fault it is there, line to ground fault it is there, double line to ground fault, any kind of a fault. Suppose, so whenever the fault it is going to be occurs in the equipment, means the current in all the three phases of the equipment it is going to be becomes unbalanced. Due to what reason? Due to the fault itself. Is it right? So if the in that case, if the equipment is properly grounded, means what will happen, that grounding will helps to discharge the fault current completely to the earth or to the ground itself. Getting my point? So hence make the system it is going to be again balanced. So that is the reason the system should be properly grounded in order to protect the power system equipment from the damage itself. Keep it in mind. So next thing it is, what is that definition of this earthing itself? So this grounding we have told already. So this in case of a earthing means what? The connection of, just a difference here, this is the current carrying part, it is going to be connected to the ground. Here in case of a earthing, the connection of a non-current carrying part of the equipment. So that is non-current carrying part of the equipments. What is that one? Either it is like a body of the equipment or a metallic enclosure of the equipment. So this equipment body, it is completely connected to where it is, to the earth itself. So then what will happen? So whenever the fault it is going to be occurs in the system, means the potential of the non-current carrying part of the equipment. So what is that one? Like the body of the equipment or the metallic enclosure of the equipment, that potential of that particular part of the equipment it is going to be rises. So in that case, if the potential it is going to be increases, means what will happen? Suppose in that case, whenever any human or any stray animals, if that is going to be touches the body of that equipment, means they may get a shock it is. So that is the reason the equipment should be properly earthed itself. If the equipment is properly earthed, means during the fault conditions, that earthing will discharges the leakage current to the earth itself. Hence it is going to be avoids the personal from the electrical shock it is. Getting my point? And one more thing it is, it also protects the equipment from the lightning surges, nothing but the over voltage it is. This is also one kind of a lightning surge, it is nothing but the over voltage. Due to this over voltage, the equipment may gets damaged. If it is properly earthed, means we can avoid that damage, as well as we can protect the personnel which are which are handling that equipment, so we can avoid the electrical shock also. So this is the difference between this grounding as well as the earthing it is. Getting my point? So next thing it is, so see, this is the first basic, next we'll see about the key difference between this grounding and the earthing here. So the first thing what I told here, in case of a grounding, keep it in mind, in grounding, the current carrying parts, like what? that is the neutral point in the star connected system, or the one conductor of a secondary of a transformer, those current carrying parts are directly connected to the ground here. But in case of earthing means what? The overall, the complete equipment. So the earthing connection of earthing, it is going to be done. How it is going to be done? The connection of non-current carrying part. Here current carrying part, it is going to be connected to the ground. So here non-current carrying part of the equipment, it is going to be connected to the earth itself. So non-current carrying part means which one? Either it is the complete body of the equipments or the metallic enclosure of the equipment, it is connected to the earth itself. So the body of the equipment, it is directly connected to the earth or through the some circuit elements. So some circuit elements means either it is a resistor, circuit breakers, also we can use it here. So what I told here, for example, so if insulation gets failed, so insulation due to any reason, if the insulation gets failed means there will be a direct contact of the live conductor with the metallic part. It is there. Metallic part, it is nothing but the frame of the particular equipment itself. So in that case, if any person in contact with that metallic part of this equipment means will be subjected to what? A dangerous electrical shock it is. So that is the reason the earthing, it is nothing but the equipment body, the complete body of the equipment. Either it is going to be called it as a non-current carrying part of the body, it is directly connected to the earth, or else it can be connected through some circuit elements like resistors or the circuit breaker itself. So getting my point? Okay, so next thing here, for a grounding, here the black wire we are going to be used here. For the earthing, here green wire it is going to be used here. So this grounding, what it is going to do means the grounding which actually balances the unbalanced load. So keep it in mind, a grounding, what it is going to do, just it will balances the unbalanced load it is. So in earthing, what it is going to do, earthing means what? Where the earthing, it is going to be protected the overall complete equipment, and also protects the, and it also protect the personal or any human or animal which are getting electrical shock itself. Getting my point? So this is the grounding which usually balances the unbalanced condition of the load. But in earthing, what it is going to do, in earthing, in case of this one, where the earthing will protect the equipment and human or the stray animals from an electrical shock here. So next thing it is here, the grounding wire, what I told here. So this is the grounding wire, the black wire, it is nothing but the grounding wire. So this grounding wire, where it is placed, this grounding wire is placed between the between the neutral of the equipment, placed between the neutral of the equipment and the earth itself. So this is the neutral point of the equipment, and to the earth, this is the black wire, it is connected here. Keep it in mind, grounding wire, it is represented with the help of the black color. This grounding wire, it is going to be placed between the neutral of the equipment with respect to the what? Ground here. But in case of earthing, here in earthing, there will be a earth electrode will be there. So that earth electrode, it is going to be placed between the equipment body and the earth pit will be there. So this here in this case, the earth electrode, it is going to be placed between the equipment body and the earth pit here. So this is the difference between this grounding and earthing. One more important thing here. So first, what I told here, this grounding will give the path to an unwanted current. Path to an unwanted current means what? During the fault. The fault, it is nothing but fault current, it is nothing but the unwanted current only. So this grounding, if the equipment it is properly grounded, means that grounding will helps to avoid the unwanted current, hence protect the electrical equipment from the damage here. So in case of earthing, what it is going to do, actually it decreases the highest potential of the electrical equipment. The potential when it is going to be rises during the fault condition itself. So this earthing will helps to reduce the potential of the electrical equipment. Suppose the potential of the equipment, it is going to be reduces during the fault condition means, so this earthing will helps to protect the human body which is getting human body from the electrical shock itself. So this is the key differences between the grounding as well as the earthing itself. So next thing here, so here Generally, this grounding can be classified into two types are there. So the keep it in mind which are those. One, it is the equipment grounding, and one more will be system grounding. So the equipment grounding means what? The equipment grounding means the process of connecting the non-current carrying part. So non-current carrying part means that is the metallic enclosure or a body of the equipment. It is directly connected to the ground itself. So that is going to be called it as what? Equipment grounding. So next thing, it is system grounding. System grounding, it is nothing but the process of connecting some electrical part, nothing but the current carrying part. The current carrying part, it is nothing but, for example, what I told, neutral point of the star connected system or the one conductor of a secondary of a transformer. So these are going to be connected to the earth itself. So that is going to be called it as what? System grounding. Keep it in mind. So nothing much difference between these two. Equipment grounding means that is non-current carrying part of the current carrying part of the equipment, it is connected to the earth here. The system grounding means here the current carrying part of the power system, it is going to be connected to the ground or the earth itself. So next thing it is, in your syllabus they have mentioned the system grounding only. The system grounding, it is going to be done by adopting a proper schemes. So this system grounding it is having the so many advantages, like it will give the protection and reliability of the system, it is going to be done. Reliability of the system will be there, and the safety of the power system network. So these are the advantages of the system grounding. So this system grounding, it is going to be achieved with the help of the proper schemes. So which are those system grounding? So the system grounding of a various types are there. First one, it is ungrounded neutral system, and second one, it is solid grounding, and third one will be resistance grounding, and fourth one reactance grounding, and fifth one will be resonant grounding itself. So these are the different kinds of a system grounding from exam point of view. So these are very important questions. So one question will be fixed on this bit itself. So just concentrate on this here. Okay, let me start with the first one. It is ungrounded neutral system here. So in case of ungrounded neutral system, so in the name only it is indicating here the neutral point of the system, it is not connected to the ground. Ungrounded neutral system, the neutral point in an ungrounded neutral system, the neutral is not connected to the ground itself, or nothing but what? That is the neutral point is, whether in diagram we can observe it here, whether the neutral point it is connected to the earth here, there is no connection to the earth itself. So that is the reason it is going to be called it as what? Ungrounded neutral system. So that is nothing but the neutral point is completely isolated from the ground here. Keep it in mind. Next thing it is, or therefore that is the reason this system, it is going to be called it as a isolated neutral system or the free neutral system it is. Getting my point? So this figure shows the ungrounded neutral system here. So there is the line conductors R phase, Y phase, and this B phase itself. So these line conductors which are having the capacitances between the one another with respect to the water ground here, nothing but the earth here. Keep it in mind. So first thing it is, this is the diagrammatic view for the ungrounded neutral system. So this the line conductor. First thing what I am going to tell here, the line conductors R phase, Y phase, B phase. So these line conductors which are having the capacitances between the one another and to the ground here. Okay. So the former are it is going to be connected in the delta fashion it is. So it is connected in a delta manner, and the latter it is going to be connected in a star fashion here. Getting? So one more important thing here, the delta connected capacitances effect will be very much little effect will be there on the grounding characteristics of the system. So that is the reason the delta connected capacitances effect will be very least itself. So this effect of the capacitance, it is going to be neglected here. So thereby, so then if this delta connected capacitances, if we are going to be neglect means because of the least effect on the grounding characteristics of the system, it is going to be deleted now. So now how we'll redraw this diagram? So this one, the delta connected system I had removed here, the delta connected capacitances I had removed here, then only star connected system it is remaining here. Okay, see here. this circuit behavior. So this circuit behavior we are going to be studying under the normal condition itself. Under normal condition means what? Under steady state or the balanced condition, there is no fault occurs on the system itself. Getting? So in that case, the line conductor, it is nothing but the transmission lines, R phase, Y phase and the B phase it is there. So when we are going to study now, this is the circuit behavior we are going to be studying under the normal conditions itself. Normal conditions means what? Under steady state and the balanced condition, there is no fault occurs on the system. Okay, see here, the line is going to be assumed to be perfectly, first thing it is lined. First basically what I am going to be assuming now here, the line conductors are assumed to be perfectly transposed here. So what is the transposition of the transmission lines? The transposed lines means what? Nothing but the periodic swapping of a conductors on the transmission line itself. So the periodic swapping of these conductors on the transmission line, why it is going to be done means in order to improve the transmission. Getting my point? So what purpose the transposition of the lines it is going to be done means in order to improve the transmission. And one more thing it is in general in some other application. For example, in case of a telecommunication, if the transposition of the lines if it has done means, so we can avoid the cross talks also. So that is the thing. So here with respect to the transmission lines, what I am telling here, if the line it is going to be assumed to be perfectly transposed. Transposition of the line why we are going to do means in order to improve the transmission. Getting my point? So line it is assumed to be transposed. So each conductor will be having the same capacitances. Each conductor has the capacitances to the ground itself. So each line. So this is the capacitance with respect to the R phase CR and with respect to the Y phase CY and this with respect to the B phase CB itself. And all these capacitances are equal to the capital C, that is capacitance. How will write? CR equal to CY equal to CB equal to C itself. Getting my point? So this is the first assumption. Next thing it is, since the phase voltages means with respect to the neutral, that is VRN, with respect to the neutral VYN, and third one will be, this is the VBN itself. So these are the phase voltages with respect to the neutral. So these phase voltages VRN, VYN, VBN will be having the same magnitude, and these voltages are going to be displaced from one another at a 120 degree it is. Okay. Next thing it is the capacitive currents. The capacitive currents means that is IR, IY and IB here. So these capacitor currents will also be having the same value it is. So the first thing it is, with the circuit behavior we are going to be studying under the normal conditions. Normal conditions means under steady state as well as the balanced condition. So next what I had assumed here, the line is assumed to be perfectly transposed so that each conductor has the same capacitance to the ground. So this is same capacitance means CR equal to CY equal to CB equal to capital C itself. Since the phase voltages VRN, VYN and VBN, so these are having the same magnitude and are displaced at a 120 degree apart itself. Then capacitive currents value will be same. IR, IY, IB. So these currents are also going to be equal during what? Under normal condition itself. There is no fault occurs on the system. So in that case, how will write the current now? IR, IY, IB all equal to VPH divided by XC it is. VPH it is nothing but the phase voltage, that is nothing but the line to neutral voltage. XC it is nothing but what? Capacitive reactance of the line to the ground itself. Getting? So I hope this circuit it is clear to all of you. Then side by what it is there? Another diagram. This is the phasor diagram representation of the, this is the representation of this circuit. The capacitive currents. See here, the capacitive currents means which are those? IR, IY, IB. So these capacitive currents lead their respective phase voltages VRN, VYN, VBN by an angle of how much? That is 90 degree. Getting my point? So why the current it is going to be leads means here the capacitances are connected between the between one another and to the ground itself. I know this is I hope you all of you know, if resistance it is there means the current will be in phase with the voltage. If inductance is there means the current it is going to be lags the voltage by an angle of 90 degree. If the capacitance it is connected means this capacitive current it is going to be lead their respective voltages by an angle of how much? That is 90 degree. Getting? So next thing what it is there, the three phase capacitive currents are equal in magnitude. That is the reason IR equal to IY is equal to IB, and these currents are going to be displaced by an angle of 120 degree. Keep it in mind. So therefore what will happen? The phasor sum of this, so all these things will be equal to 0 itself. 120 plus 120 plus 120, it will be equal to 360 degree, or nothing but the initial point from the 0 degree only, 360 or 0 degree. The phasor sum it is going to be 0. So if the phasor sum is 0 means as a result there is no current flows to the ground itself. Getting my point? So if the phasor sum is 0, there is no current which is flows to the ground itself. Why the current will flows to the ground? Because under normal condition there is no fault occurs on the system itself. So then what will happen? Whenever the phasor sum is 0, there is no current which flows to the ground, and the potential of the neutral point, the potential of a neutral is same as that of the ground potential. Keep it in mind. So there is no current flows to the ground, and the potential of this neutral point, will be remains at the ground potential. Keep it in mind. So therefore in case of an ungrounded neutral system, there is no problem arises under the normal conditions itself. So this is all about what? Ungrounded neutral system. Nothing much need to worry here. So this neutral point, it is not connected to the ground here. That's it. So that is the reason this system it is going to be called it as a ungrounded neutral system. Okay, second one, which one it is there? That is solid grounding. So solid grounding means obviously the neutral it is going to be connected to the ground. How? Solidly the neutral point it is connected to the ground with the help of a wire. So this wire will be having the negligible resistance and reactance. Keep it in mind. So solid grounding means what? When the neutral point of a three-phase system, the neutral point of this is the three-phase system, it is directly neutral point it is there. So this neutral point is directly connected to where it is? To the earth with the help of a what? Wire it is. So this wire will be having the negligible resistance as well as the reactance itself. So this is going to be called it as what? Solid grounding. So this is the diagram for the solid grounding here. First basically I told here the neutral point it is directly connected to the earth with the help of the wire. This wire will be having the negligible resistance and reactance. So this neutral point, so keep it in mind, this neutral point is held. It is going to be held at the which potential? At the earth potential, because it is solidly grounded. Solidly it is connected to the earth itself. Then obviously the earth potential it is going to be maintained at this neutral point itself. Is it right? The neutral point it is going to be completely held at the earth potential under all conditions. All conditions means either it is a normal condition or it is the fault condition. Keep it in mind. The neutral will be remains at the earth potential itself. Keep it in mind. So therefore under fault condition, suppose fault occurs on the system. During the fault condition, the voltage of any conductor to the earth, voltage of any conductor, either it is R conductor or it is the Y conductor or it is the B conductor, the voltage of any phase of the any conductor to the earth will not exceeds the normal phase voltage of the system. Why it is not going to be exceeds the normal phase voltage of the system means because this neutral point it is solidly grounded here. So that is the reason the neutral point it is going to be completely held at the earth potential itself. So that is one advantage of this one. So the first point it is, in case of advantages what we are going to study now, the neutral point is effectively held at the earth potential. So next advantage what it is there, suppose when a earth fault occurs on any phase it is. What is earth fault? Earth fault it is nothing but the It is nothing but what? That is the fault between the live conductor and the earth itself. Keep it in mind. Whenever the earth fault occurs on any phase, earth fault means what? Earth fault, it is nothing but the fault between the live conductors and the earth. So when earth fault occurs on the electrical system, then what will happen? Due to this earth fault, the system, it is going to be gets short circuited. Short circuit means what is the meaning of this one? There is a huge amount of the current will be flowing through the equipment itself. Getting my point? Whenever the earth fault occurs on the electrical system, the system, it is going to be completely short circuited. Then the short circuited current will flows through the system. The fault current, what it will do? It returns through the earth or any electrical equipment, so that which damages the complete equipment itself. So this, when it is going to be damages the equipment, if the equipment, it is not properly grounded. So if it is properly grounded, means there is no problem of, there is no point of, or there is no matter of a damages to the equipment itself. Getting my point? When the earth fault occurs on any phase, then what will happen? The resultant capacitive currents, because the capacitance, it is connected to the each conductor with respect to the ground, so this capacitive current will be represented by, that is IC. So this capacitive current will be in phase opposition to the fault current. So which fault? Earth fault. So this IC will be in phase opposition to the IF, it is fault current. So due to this phase opposition, what will happen? This IC, both the currents IC and IF are going to be cancel out each other. Due to what reason? Due to the phase opposition. So that is the reason both the currents are going to be cancel out each other. Then if the current, it is going to be cancel out each other, means there is no problem of the over voltage conditions or to the arcing grounds itself. So what is the meaning of this arcing ground? Arcing ground, it is nothing but this is also one kind of a electrical phenomena. So in which what will happen? The voltage of that particular faulty phase. For example, I told here, when an earth fault occurs on any phase, either it is on R phase, Y phase or a B phase. So let us take this earth fault occurs on the R phase itself. So R phase, that is nothing but the faulty phase now. So arcing ground means in which the voltage of that particular faulty phase, which phase? R phase I had considered here. The voltage of that particular faulty phase, it is going to be fluctuates due to the capacitive charging currents. So that is the reason the arcing ground, it is going to be occurs. But here the both the capacitive current as well as the fault current IF, it is going to be cancel out each other. So when the current, it is going to be cancel out each other, means there is no problem of the arcing ground itself. There is no problem of the fluctuations. So getting my point? That is, or else we can say that arcing ground, it is nothing but the surge, it is nothing but the spark, it is. So when this spark or the surge, it is going to be occurs, means which is going to be produced if the neutral point is not connected to the ground or to the earth itself. Getting my point? Only reason behind this one is, if the neutral point, it is not connected to the ground, means there is a problem of the arcing grounds as well as the over voltage conditions. But here the current, it is going to be cancel out each other, then there is no problem of the arcing ground or the over voltage conditions. So third one, when there is an earth fault occurs on any phase of the system. Earth fault, I told here, earth fault means that is the fault which is going to be occurs between the live conductor and the earth itself. So this fault, if it has occurs on the any phase of the system, either it is on R phase, Y phase or the B phase. So let me consider, let us assume that this earth fault, if it has been occurred on the R phase, means the phase to earth voltage, keep it in mind, the phase, nothing but the conductor with respect to the earth. So that voltage of the particular faulty phase, it is going to be becomes 0. Then which phase? R phase I had considered here. So in that case, the phase to earth voltage of faulty phase, that is R phase, it is going to be becomes 0. But what about the remaining two phases? The remaining two phases, it is going to be works at the normal phase voltage. There is no any effect on the remaining two phases. Those two phases will be healthier. So this is the only possible when the system, it is solidly grounded. Keep it in mind. So thereby it is very much easier to protect the system of the earth, system from the earth fault itself. Keep it in mind. So these are the different kinds of advantages of what? Solid grounding. So this solid grounding, one more word also we can use, solid grounding. It is also going to be called it as a effective grounding. It is getting my point. So the next thing it is, these are the very different disadvantages of the system. Since most of the faults which are occurs on the overhead system or overhead transmission lines are the phase to earth fault itself. Getting my point? Nothing but the line to ground faults or the line to ground faults. It is phase, it is nothing but the conductor, that is line. To the earth, it is nothing but the ground or the line to ground fault it is. Then what will happen? Repeatedly, this kind of very frequently the overhead systems are going to be experiences the phase to earth faults. So in that case, the system has to bear a large number of severe shocks itself. So that is the reason this causes the system, it is going to be becomes unstable itself. So that is the one drawback of this one. So next thing it is the solid grounding, that is going to be results in a heavy earth fault currents. Since the fault has to be cleared by the circuit breaker, that fault has to be cleared by the circuit breaker, then what will happen? The heavy earth fault current may cause the burning of the circuit breaker contacts. In solid grounding, what I told here, the equipment body should be connected to the earth itself. How it is going to be connected? With the it is directly, it can be connected to the earth or through the some circuit elements like a resistors or the circuit breakers I told here. So initially, if it is going to fault occurs on the system, means the circuit breaker has to detect that one. Is it right? The relay, it is going to be senses and sends the information to the breaker. This breaker, it is going to be trip the circuit. Nothing but it is going to be isolate the faulty system from the rest of the healthy system. Then what will happen during such kind of a fault? Initially, the circuit breaker has to operate. Then what will happen? The circuit breaker first initially it is going to be experiences a huge amount of the fault current itself. So due to this huge amount of the fault current, there may be a chances of burning of the circuit breakers contacts. So that is also one disadvantage of this one. So the increased earth fault current, that is results into a greater interference in the neighboring communication lines. So that is nothing but the proper communication, it is not going to be achieved between the neighboring transmission lines itself. Due to what reason? Due to the increased earth fault current itself. So these are the disadvantages of the solid grounding. And one more important bit, so this kind of a solid grounding or the effective grounding, where it is applicable means it is going to be used for the voltages up to 33 kV. So in such systems, we can use this kind of a solid grounding or the effective grounding it is. I hope this is clear to all of you. Thank you.